Welcome to our presentation of learning. We are a group of 10th graders from Hoover Sustainable Academy of Building and Engineering, otherwise known as SABE. Today, we are going to present our year-long project called Green Me Up. If you build it, they will grow. Project initiation. First, we are going to discuss our project initiation. For this project, we were asked two essential questions. One being, how can we make our families' lives more sustainable? And two being, how can we help our families during the COVID-19 pandemic?
To answer these essential questions, we partnered with our clients at Urban Life Farms to creatively and efficiently design a planter box that could be built and distributed to families in our community. We needed to ensure that the planter box was space efficient, meaning that it could fit in different areas of the house. To add on to that, we needed to make sure that it was affordable and easy to build, but most importantly, that it met our goal of being sustainable. The purpose of designing and building this planter box was to be able to distribute them to families, as previously said, in order to help them to be sustainable, and to teach them how to grow herbs in their own home. Our goal was that if we created these kits at Hoover, families in the community would replicate the process to create their own planter box and grow their own herbs or produce, thus making their homes more sustainable and spending a little less on groceries.
Now into our project exploration and development. We started by learning about some of the ways we can use energy in our homes. In math, we conducted a plug load audit by documenting the appliances and electronics in our homes that are plugged into an outlet. Then we calculated the amount of energy these appliances use in a year, how much that costs our families, and the amount of carbon dioxide created. Finally, we made recommendations about how we can improve our own energy conservation and efficiency.
In beginning the design process, our job was to design a planter box kit that was simple enough to build, but worked well to grow plants in. It also needed to be affordable and fit in students' houses or apartments. After brainstorming with our partners, we drew some initial concept sketches and picked the best ones to improve on. The final design had to be drawn with the 3D modeling software called Launching. We already learned how to use this program in our Intro to Engineering Design class, so it wasn't hard to create our final drawings. We made sure our design could be built, and we did a cost analysis.
In our IB class, we had several teams that designed planter boxes, so once we were done with the project, we needed to pitch our design. In English class, we created short project pitches that we then shared with our fellow SABE students, teachers, and advisory board members who then voted to pick the best design to be built.
After the winning design was selected, we began the construction process. We picked up our materials from Urban Life Farms and started to build our planter boxes. We were given wood, nails, soil, seeds, seed trays, and a technical drawing, but there were no directions on how to assemble it. In construction technology, we had been learning about measuring, handling tools, and construction methods. We had to use what we knew with the blueprint to figure out how to put together the pieces of wood and which nails to use. Once we finished constructing the planter box with an upper and lower level connected by 4 vertical supports, we wrote a set of precise and detailed directions. Now anyone could build their own planter box by using our technical drawing and instructions.
This project also connects to our history class. For most of human history, people grew most of their own food. Now most people have no connection to the food they buy. In modern world history, we learn about the agricultural revolution and industrial revolutions and the shift to the modern lives we live now. We learned about why people moved from the country and farmed to cities and factories, the importance of clean water and sanitation problems encountered in rapidly growing cities, and the benefits and sustainability issues created by modern scientific and industrial farming. Additionally, one of the most important issues we learned about in growing food is the need of water. In physics, we learn about our San Diego water supply, learned about water tanks and the physics of water pressure, designed a water tank to use for our planter box, and calculated the proper flow rates for drip line for irrigating herbs.
For this project, we were also introduced to industry members. In a presentation from Pure Waters San Diego, we learned about where our water comes from and why it is so expensive, what the city of San Diego does to keep our water clean, and its mission to provide a sustainable water supply to San Diego's growing population.
Our partner Urban Life Farms taught us about the history of and importance of herbs, spices, and the origins of many of our most important herbs. Presented information about 20 herbs that grew in San Diego and are culturally significant to the diverse communities that make up City Heights, from cilantro and mint to lemongrass and mint. Provided links and other information about how to grow our chosen herbs.
In deciding what to grow, we selected herbs that were important to our families. We read cultural narratives in English and wrote a narrative related to some aspect of our culture. We interviewed a family member about the herbs that were important to our traditional family foods and used that in choosing what herbs ties us with our culture.
After picking up our seeds, we learned on how to start herb seeds, planted our seeds in a seed starter tray with seed starter mix, and learned about the importance of hope from urban life farms and waited for our plants to sprout. Unlike teenagers in the past who would have grown up learning about this from our families, few of us didn't have any experience with growing herbs. So we did some basic research and created herb growing guides. Each guide covered sunlight needs, watering, plant care, common problems and pests, and harvesting information.
Finally, our culmination of learning concluded with a documentation of the building, planting, and growing process. With the help of images, videos, and voiceovers, SABE students created a 4 to 5 minute vlog showcasing their work throughout the project, ranging from how they built it, how they planted their seeds, and the beautiful outcome of learning how to grow herbs.
Project revision and exhibition. We started with the research, then we generated ideas to choose from. After getting feedback on our first designs, we worked on improvements. We learned about the design process earlier in class, so we knew it takes time to go through the design cycle many times to revise and improve our design. After planting our seeds, Urban Life Farms held virtual problem-solving sessions to talk about common problems with seedlings and help us troubleshoot individual problems through a live Q&A session.
Throughout the project, there were several challenges we had to overcome. Collaboration was difficult for many reasons. Partners had different design ideas, so we had to learn to compromise as a group. There were different communication organization styles with classmates and teachers. We had to do it all virtually through Zoom. It was also hard to manage our time because there were many different parts of the project and we had to be responsible for doing all of it on our own. Seeing the bigger picture of how the things we learned in all of our classes connected in this project wasn't that clear at first, but after the plan grew, I started to realize everything we learned in Zoom.
This project helped us realize that food insecurity is a real problem, but that we can do something about it. Growing our own food is one small way we can make a difference, and it is something that other people in our community can do too. We learned that sustainability is important for the environment, so we should preserve materials. Also, being able to write and follow detailed instructions is a valuable skill. This project really showed us that our school and community care about us students and our learning. Our teachers designed this project and taught us what we needed to know. Our industry partners, Urban Life Farms and Pure Water, shared their knowledge and supported us in growing our plants. Being able to cultivate life inspired us. We were surprised by the responsibility and patience required to be successful, but felt a great sense of pride when our plants started growing. Looking back at the work we did this year, all the different parts of this project, and all the subject that contributed, we feel a great sense of accomplishment for what we have been able to do.